some of those opportunities. I'm going to be sharing some of those opportunities with us as we look into today's section. All right. So guys, you don't want to miss today's section. Please stay to the end because I'm going to be sharing a lot of things with us. I want to quickly say a very big welcome to Cecilia. I see you, Cecilia, in the house. Thank you so very much for joining us this morning. I can see Hawaii P Smart. I don't know who that is, but I can see you. Thank you so much for joining us. When next you're joining us, please, you can do well to join with your name, your actual name, so that I can give a shout out to you. This is a community, like I keep saying, and we are trying to build something worthwhile. I can also see, I don't know who this person is. Your name is very long. It's not your name, actually. It's just probably your IP address or something. So please try as much as possible to join with your actual name so that I can give a shout out to you. Ihesinachi, I hope I got that correctly. I can see you. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. I can see my Oga at the top, Mr. John. Derumu, I thank you so much for joining us. I can see M. Dean. M. Dean, I see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And also I can see Mr. Gilbert. Thank you so very much, guys. We're still waiting. We're still waiting for to have other people in the house. We're still waiting to have other people in the house. Let me just quickly log out of all my other areas. Let me get out of this one. Let's also get out. All right, so I think we're good to go. So guys, while we're waiting, I want to quickly say that remember next week we're going to be having, sorry, this week we're going to be having this week, Thursday and Friday by 9 a.m. Like I said, you don't want to miss this program. You don't want to miss this program. All right. Whether you know how to trade or not, please be in this program because we're going to be breaking everything down from top to bottom. We're going to be demystifying what trading means, what it looks like. We're going to be talking about some of the challenges that that you would face in this business. Some of the challenges that some of us have faced. Some of the challenges that if you are not careful, can knock you down for life. All right, and how to overcome them. All right, so there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing in this program. There's a lot of things that we're going to be doing in this program. There's a lot of things that we're going to be sharing in this program. A lot of information are going to be shared. A lot of information are going to be shared in this program. Okay, so please let's take notes of the dates, 22nd and 23rd of January 2026. Let's take note of the dates, 22nd and 23rd January 2026 by 9 a.m. By 9 a.m. It's going to be an amazing time. It's going to be an amazing time. All right. So by my time, this is 9:07. I think we can start. I hope you can all see me. I mean, you can all hear me, see me, and see my screen. So let's quickly get into it. The first thing I want to quickly talk about is the elephant in the room, guys. Over the weekend, there was a major news that came up, and even before today, it was already predicted. It was very, very obvious that the price of gold was going to, of course, give us another record high. All right. Now, what caused this movement? Of course, our Oga at the top, Donald Trump, gave a lot of threats, a lot of tariff threats over Greenland. So what is the issue with Greenland? Well, Donald Trump wants to take over Greenland, and he has been talking about it quite, for some time, even from the time he entered his second term as president. And there've been a lot of debates. Some people say, oh, he's not so serious about it and all that. And after the takeover of Venezuela, and him making himself the acting president of Venezuela. I don't know if you know that, but right now on Wikipedia, Donald Trump is the acting president of Venezuela right now. And then he made some comments about Colombia and also talked about Greenland and that, he's also going to be taking over Greenland and all that. And, it caused a lot of issues last week, but it was not really, it was just like, oh, word of mouth. And, everybody's just, the tension was not that much until the weekend when Europe responded and cut their ties with the United States and said, you know what, we are going to be, stopping all business deals, all tariff deals with the United States. And also, of course, Donald Trump also responded by also threatening a lot of tariff threats, giving a lot of tariff threats over Greenland, on Europe, over Greenland, So this, of course, we know throughout for the last 2 years, the price of gold has been jumping up on the platter or on the pinnacle, on the foundation of tariffs, beyond war threats, beyond the rumor of war, beyond the war itself. the major thing that has been pushing the price of gold up has been tariffs, right? Has been tariffs, major thing. So it was obvious, it was expected that the price of gold was going to be jumping up, at the opening of markets this morning. So if you were somebody who really understand trading and you really know what you were doing, by this morning around 12 o'clock, you would have been on your charts because price opened with a gap up and then continuing to the upside. A gap up would have given you a very good entry, and then continuing to the upside, you would have been able to at least take nothing less than 100 to 200 pips because price actually move up to 500 pips on that movement. That movement was done in under 15 to 20 minutes. All right, 500 pips in 15 minutes. Can you imagine? To 20 minutes. So you could have actually come into the market. Anyway, what we're going to be looking at this morning is how to actually take advantage of the same news because, of course, it's still a major issue. And other news are still coming up right now. For example, this is another major big elephant in the room. The price of gold also has been very, very volatile due to what is happening around Iran. There's been a lot of wide protests against the, what's it called? The rulers of Iran. And as some period of time, the Iranian government were using drones to shoot at protesters, right? And people were afraid that the US was going to step in, like they usually do. And Iran is also an oil producing country. So any oil producing country majorly is like a place of interest for the United States right now. Right. So people were really scared, and the price of oil started going up massively throughout last week until Donald Trump also himself came to downplay the tension, which also caused a very massive crash on the price of oil. Same last week to this week. So we're also going to be looking at that. We're going to be talking about US oil today and also Brent oil, and we're going to be looking at how we can also take advantage of the market. Now, before we quickly go to our charts, very quickly, I want to actually show us something that we have been missing. Now, guys, I am really excited because I'm going to be showing you something right now. You see, when I want to do my analysis before now, I go on investing.com, I go on Forex Factory, and I try to understand what I can do. What are the things that are major for me on all these platforms? But right now, I've discovered a better way of doing this. And many of you don't know this. So if you are an EBC client, if you're on the EBC platform, guys, there are better ways to actually go about this right now. Now, let me quickly show you something. Now, like I said, also, let's also that I'm going to be showing you a secret on our copy. But before I go to copy, let's quickly see how we can use the platform itself to do some level of analysis. Now, let me just quickly log in here. Now, if you don't have an account, because I know that some of you right now we have about almost 300 people on Telegram over the weekend. We have almost 300 people on Telegram right now that are coming in, and I know that some of you are coming from Telegram. You don't have an account with us here. Don't worry. Just take your time. But let me just quickly show you what you can do as a trader. Now, once you log into the platform, just go to trading tools, right? Trading tools. From trading tools, you're going to see market analysis, market analytics, right? So you click on market analytics, and there are four major things that we have been sleeping on, guys. We've been sleeping on these things for a long period of time. I discovered this last week, and it was mind-blowing. The first one is analyst insights. Now, analyst insight gives you the insight on what to do on at least 8 instruments, at least 8 to 10 instruments or more daily insights, right? And you can see this was for EURUSD, we have for USD card, we have for AUD USD, and they will tell you the preference, entry position, support and resistance levels, where to take your profit, where to move your out from your stop loss, and it's really amazing. But that's not where I'm going, right? And you have for Forex, we have for indices, we have for commodities, but that's not where I'm going. We also have economic calendar here, guys. Economic calendar. Now, the economic calendar is not like Forex Factory. You can also filter it. You can look at the week, you can look at the month, you can look at the impact of the news. Is it low impact, medium impact, high impact, right? You can choose for European unions, you can choose for all countries, G7 countries, whatever you want to do. So this can actually replace Forex Factory. What it means is that you don't need to go out of your platform to be able to do whatever you want to do anymore, right? But this is not the exciting part, guys. The exciting part is the latest and new market buzz. Latest and new market buzz. Guys, this is amazing, right? This is amazing. This is really, really amazing. Now, this was launched last week, and it's very amazing. What it does for you is that it gives you a very, very good insight on what market is looking like for each instrument. Now, I am a gold trader. I trade gold majorly. What I just need to do is to go to commodities. And other commodities, I need to pick GC, which is gold coin, right? So we're going to look at that right now. So other commodities, I'm going to be picking gold coin, right? And we're going to be looking at everything about gold right now. Everything about gold, right? So the first thing is the major places where we are getting our news from is the news, the web, and socials, right? Right now we have 633 mentions of gold on all this platform, and this software have been able to accumulate all this mentions and all this news that's been able to collate all of them on this platform. So you don't need to go to investing.com, Forex Factory, oilprice.com. You don't need to do all that. All you just need to do is to pay attention to this particular platform, right? So look at this. So what are the most discussed topics on all these platforms? Number one is price target raised, exploration starts, common supply increase, common demand increase, price target lowered. All right, price target lowered. Now, the major thing that is very amazing for me, someone who trade, I know I trade a lot of news. When it comes to gold, you cannot just rely on analysis or charts. You need to pay attention to the news. Is this guy, this news feed here, I love this, guys. It tells you everything. For example, in the last 38 minutes, I saw this, and it will be updating itself every time. Global political uncertainty maintains strong safe haven bid, which tells you that for the period of today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, if nothing changed, the price of gold will still keep going up. It will might correct the movement might correct itself a little bit, but we are going to eventually see a continuation in that upward trend. We're going to see a continuation in that upward trend, right? And this was 38 minutes ago. I can filter the news, I can do whatever I like, and then I can actually go to actually check the sentiments. I can check the sentiments. If I go to sentiments, I can check the sentiments and see. So you can see the sentiment. There's a high confidence level, which means that whatever we are reading right now is coming from a very high confidence level. High confidence level means that, looking at the news and the charts, are they correlating? Yes. All right. So the news is saying that the price of gold is going to push up, and then the chart is also correlating with what the news is saying. So this is very, very good, guys. And I think we're going to be using this more for our analysis. So market boss is actually new. I saw a chart that I saw somebody saying, there's a comment I saw. Yeah, so market charts, market buzz is actually new. What we used to have before was the normal what's it called? Analyst insights, economic calendar, but market buzz, and then MT4, MT5 indicator. Market buzz, however, is actually new. It was just launched, and that's why I said let me share it with us. Now, for MT4, MT5 indicator, there are also free indicators here you can also download on your laptop. And then you can also learn how to use, but that's not why we are here. What I just wanted to show us is this market buzz, because it makes it very easy for you as a trader to be able to get all the things you need in one spot. And don't forget, guys, by God's grace, we're also going to be launching our direct API integration with TradingView, so that if you're on TradingView, you can actually trade on TradingView on your EBC account without you moving away. You don't need to be doing TradingView. You don't need to be doing analysis on TradingView and then going to MT. No. On TradingView, you can trade your account on TradingView, do your analysis, and trade your account immediately. There's an API integration going on right now. We're going to be launching it very, very soon. And also, there's also an ultra leverage integration going on right now. Also, we are testing it, and we're also going to be launching it, probably before the quarter runs out. And what it means is that we're going to be having more leverage for people who want it and for those who know how to use it, because you need to understand how to use leverage. Now, that being said, let's quickly jump to the charts and see what we can take advantage of this morning. Like I said, please don't go. There's something I also want to share with us. Something happened to me last week on the platform that I think we have been sleeping on, and I'm also going to be sharing it with us. All right. Now, let's quickly start with EURUSD. I'm going to be very, very fast because of time. I want us to leave here in a very short period of time, so I'm just going to be going straight to the point. Now, let's quickly start with EURUSD. I'm going to be going to the daily time frame. Let's quickly remove all this guy. Let's have a clean chart. Sorry, I'm on my chart right now. I hope we can all see my chart. I hope we can all see my screen. Mr. Jonathan, you're correct. EBC is indeed an institution. We are very deep, and yes, there's a lot of things that is yet to be tapped. For example, most of us don't know that we are also linked to the Bulinga band community, right? And what it means is that we have ties to a lot of you know a lot of communities, including Oxford. We have lecturers from Oxford that teach, on the platform. We had one last year. We're also going to have another one this year, directly from Oxford for absolutely free of charge. So there's a lot of things we're going to be doing together this year because we've not been using those opportunities. So this year we're going to be using a lot of opportunities. Now this is Euro USD, guys. So let's just quickly do the analysis and let's see how we can take advantage of market very fast. This is on the daily time frame, and we can see very clearly that price has been pushing down for some time, respecting a particular trend line on a daily time frame. We've been seeing this movement for quite a number of time right now, for some days since last year, if I'm not mistaken. So we are expecting price has actually broken a particular level right now. So this is a level that price has actually broken right now. So let me just quickly edit this. Give me a minute, please. So price has actually broken this level right now. We can see price retesting that particular point. So currently Euro USD is still on a downward trend. Even though we also understand that dollar might not be that strong, but it's also possible that euro is actually weaker. And we can see price respecting that particular point here right now. So for Euro USD this morning, we're not going to be wasting time. I just want us to take our trade and see how far we can go with that trade on the 15 minutes time frame. Is this right? Okay. Within the 15 minutes time frame, that of the string, the um, resistance points, which is the trend line here. And we are seeing our price have actually come back down to this particular point right now. Guys, normally, based on the way I trade, I would have asked us to actually jump into this trade. Our stop loss would be around here, which is not bad. We're going to be risking, let's say, we're risking about 13 pips, which is not bad, trust me. But let's not enter that way. Let's enter in a better way because of those that might not be fast enough, right? So guys, for Euro USD, let me give you the entry price and entry levels for both the take profit and the stop loss. Very fast, very fast, very fast. So this is going to be our first take profit, even though I don't believe that price is going to be pushing back from this point. But let's just go with a 1:1 trade for now. And then, like I used to say, you can break even to be safer and know what you're doing. All right, somebody is saying my mic is not clear. Please, I hope you can hear me clearly. Cecilia, now, can you hear me clearly? Somebody is saying my mic is not clear. I hope it's clear enough now. All right, so Euro USD. Sell preference, guys. Sell preference. Our entry, a close below 1.6166. A close below 1.6166. Our SL is currently at 1.16285. Sorry, 286. 1.16286. Take profit is at 1.16040. All right, so Euro USD sell preference, a close below 1.16166 should give you an entry, a very good entry. Even though, like I said, normally if you are somebody that's like to enter early, I would have said we should enter now, but I want us to enter at the same time. So let's wait for a price to actually close below 1.16166. 1.16166, yeah. Take profit at 1.60040. Stop loss 1.16286, right? So if price closes below that point, you take your trade, take profit at that point, stop loss at that point. Now, the take profit is not that important, but the stop loss is very, very important. And the take profit, you can leave it open and break even as price begins to go down, because I believe price is actually going to be pushing down more. But the stop loss is actually very, very important. All right. So please take note of that. I'm dropping that right now. Moving on to GBPUSD. Now, GBPUSD on the daily time frame, let me just quickly use a plain chart. Sorry. Now, GBPUSD on the daily time frame is actually moving consistently with what we were able to analyze last week. And we are beginning to see how price also moving, just the same USD is moving, though this one is more of a reversal pattern back to the downside, pushing away from this particular major point here. If you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, it's going to make more sense, because when you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, you can already see the double top pattern here. You can already see that price has actually broken the neckline. So what I'm trying to say is this. So the first thing you want to pay attention to is here. This is called a double top pattern. Um, you know, it could also double as an head and shoulder pattern, though it's not a perfect head and shoulder pattern, but yeah. But the major thing is this is the neckline here. So this is the neckline here. This is the zone that price needs to break, and we have seen that major break of that zone. We are seeing a major retest of that zone on the 4-hour time frame, which what we are expecting right now is a continuation to the downside, a continuation to a pushback to the downside. At least what we are expecting price to do is to come back to this level before we can see some level of probably continuation, a break and retest, then continuation, or a pullback, a reversal back to the upside, probably to give another retest of this particular zone. However, what we want to do this morning is going to be majorly on these zones where price is actually trading around right now, and you can already see this happening around this zone. For GBP/USD, let's quickly move to the 15 minutes time frame and see what price is actually doing at that point. Oh, this is great. This is great. However, there's a lot of room for price to still go back to retest this. I would have said we should, just like EURUSD2, this is looking very good for a sell. Stop loss just above this particular point. Take profits, you could take your profits here, you could take your profits here, you could wait, anyone you want to do. And because there is a gap, there was a gap up at this point. So it's possible that price is going to cover this gap eventually. So there's a lot of confluence for a sell, guys. It's just the question is, where do we enter this sell from? All right, there's a lot of confluence for a sell, but where do we take this sell from? I want to quickly look at what the 5 minutes time frame is looking like, because I'm looking. Okay, all right. So this is giving me some very good understanding of what the market is doing right now. So currently, what market is doing right now is market is consolidating around this region. So this is a consolidation around this region, which means price could likely push back up to this point, and then so for now, when we are not really sure of a breakout for now, what we are sure of is that price is actually consolidating and we are waiting for a breakout. Now, this is a lower time frame, with like the 5 minutes time frame, which also means that there could be a breakout at any time, right? So what we want to do is want to pay attention, since we are preferencing a sell, we want to pay attention to 1.133842. So guys, it's quite simple. GBPUSD, quite simple, straightforward, and so sell preference, entry price, entry is a close below 1.33842. All right, our stop loss for this trade is just, it's not going to be that far, 1.33944. SL is at 1.33944. Now, take profit. Well, like I said, price is trying to close this gap. So our first take profit could be around this region at 1.33719. So TP1 could be at 1.33719, right? But like I keep saying, just watch the trade. Make sure that you're watching the trade once it triggers or once you are in. If you don't have time to actually look at this trade properly, although for GBP/USD, I would really advise that you enter based on a break of structure. It's very, very good. We enter based on a break of structure for GBP/USD. Any other instrument, yes, but for GBP/USD, like I told you last week, GBP/USD is the gold of currencies. It's very volatile, and price could actually come back here and then bounce back up. So triggering your maybe sell stop and then, ending you in a fix. So it's better you wait for a proper break of structure before you jump into the trade. So let's quickly wait for a break of structure of 1.33842 for a sell. Once we see a proper break of structure, the price closes up below that point. There's a bearish candle that closes below that point. We take our sell, take profits is going to be at 1.33719, which is our take profit one. What it means is that you might decide to use the psychological take profit, which means when price gets there, you adjust your stop loss from where it is to where you entered, giving you a break even. and then of course we expect price to break that point and then retest. If there's no break and retest, the price going back to retest again, you can decide to close it in profit or decide to just wait for the retest and see what's going to happen. Remember, you've already been on break even, so whatever works, it's fine. Let's quickly move to gold. So before we doing gold last, let's quickly look at crude oil very quickly. Let's look at US oil very quickly. I'm going to be doing gold last. Give me a minute. Okay. So I had not load US oil on this chart yet. All right, so Brent USD. Okay. So what it means is that I need to let's quickly look at gold and I will come back to check. I need to quickly load that in. All right, guys. For gold, a lot of things have been happening on gold for some time right now, and like I keep saying, price is still going to be pushing up. We can see this is on 30 minutes time frame. This was the gap up, and this is now giving us a flag. So there's no need to even go to the daily time frame already. From what we can see here is very, very, very glaring. So we have seen this movement to the upside, right? We are seeing that after that happened, we're having a flag structure right now forming. So this is a flag structure forming right now, which means that we are waiting for the next volatility to actually break price. Waiting for the next volatility to actually break price, either to the downside or to the upside, right? So it's very straightforward, pretty straightforward, if you ask me. So what do we do on gold? Well, for now, there is a high tendency that price is going to, because this is another record high, guys. Anytime price breaks a record high, if you have noticed though, if you're an adept trader of gold, you will know that anytime price breaks record high, there is always some level of pushback. There's always some level of retracement. And what is happening is quite simple. People are closing out their trades. You have made money, you're closing out your trade. So while some people are still hanging on, some people are still hoping for a push to the upside for price to keep going up for the next, fundamental. Some people don't, it's not like they're not going to wait. They're still going to, come out of the trade first and then wait for another opportunity to go in. So there's a lot of things happening, and the next news is going to determine if price is going to be pushing down or pushing up. Any slight thing, currently price is hanging on a balance, so any slight thing is going to cause a lot of movement on price, right? So what do you want to do for gold this morning? Now, the first thing you want to pay attention to, let's go to the 15 minutes time frame. The first thing you want to pay attention to is, or the first thing you should know is that the tendency of price retracing to close this gap is very high. Let me repeat. The tendency of price coming back here to close this gap is very, very high. We have a 70 to 80% chance probability that the price of gold is going to be breaking away to come back to close this gap. And at the close of that gap, we're going to see price coming back to retest this point if there is no fundamental. So if there is no fundamental between now and 2 o'clock, between now to 2 o'clock, if there is no fundamental coming from the United States to actually support a continuation of the bullish movement or the bullish trend, then it is very, 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 very possible. There's a high chance possibility that the price of gold is going to be slipping down to come and cover up this gap, to cover up that gap, right? At least up to 4616.61. Which is also a major point. So right now, gold is pretty expensive. Nobody wants to buy above this price because it's very, very expensive right now. What is going to cause price to go up above this? It must be a major news. There must be another major, a major tariff. So anything of, we are resolving it, we are looking at the matter, we are trying to look for diplomatic ways to come to a conclusion between Europe and the issue of Greenland, the price of gold is going to be dropping. So it's something that we should pay attention to. So for me, I'm expecting more of a drop, not really a drop per se, but a push to a retest point of 4616 or 4600 region thereabouts, before we can see price actually going back to come and retest the highest point it got to here, and then possibly breaking it if there is a major fundamental. If there's no major fundamental, this is going to be another level of consolidation for another period of time until we see the next fundamental either pushing price up or down. Now, what should you do as a trader who is trading gold as at this morning? Number one is to be very, very patient on gold. Make sure that you are drawing. Somebody called me last week after the meeting, and I think it was Mr. Jonathan, and told me that he actually maybe withdrew this. He also drew it on his chart and was monitoring the trade, and he was able to make some very good profit. What you can do right now is also draw this on your chart. You can screenshot this. It's very easy to draw. This is called a flag, an upward flag, right? And the way this is looking is just not just a flag. If you look at this structure here, this is a wedge. Call it a chart wedge or a candle wedge. What it means is that price is hanging on the balance and it's coming to a tight level where we are going to be expecting a breakout. And like I said, most likely that another breakout is going to be coming down. So what you want to do is that a very good close below this trend line on the 15 minutes time frame, a very good close below the trend line, a very bearish candle close below the trend line can give you an entry for a sell. So what you want to do is that you want to wait for price to actually close below this trend line. And then if you are somebody who likes to confirm your entry, you can wait for a retest, a slight retest. Don't wait for price to actually get here first. Any retest can give you a very good entry, all right? A very good retest. Then you can jump in on your trade. Your stop loss is just going to be above this candle here. Your stop loss is going to be above this candle here. If you want to go for a better or a safer level, you can put it above this candle here. All right. But most likely than not, today, the price of gold is going to be slipping down. So my preference for gold is sell. My preference for gold is sell, but make sure you are selling at a break of the lower trend line. All right. When price breaks away from this bearish flag. When price breaks away from this bearish flag. Now, because I don't have US oil on my chart already, I'm just going to talk about DE30 and then look at we're going to talk about what I said I wanted to show us at the beginning of this section. Like I said, it's very, very, I made money from it last week, and that's what I wanted to show us, right? Now, DE30 on a daily time frame, we've been consolidating for a long time. We were all here when we saw this consolidation. We were all together, guys, and we actually made money from this consolidation for some period of time. And I told you last week that price, is going to be breaking away from this consolidation. Is it upper week? Can't even remember. Price actually broke away. You can see the break of structure. You can see price breaking away from that consolidation, and we are seeing what looks like a retest and also a gap down, which also tells me that price is likely going to be pushing downwards, probably to retest this particular level, or price is going to be closing this gap first, whatever the case may be. So what we want to do is that we want to pay attention to those two levels. It's very simple, very straightforward. So what I want to do is I want to pay attention to level 1, and I want to pay attention to level 2. Level 2 is just at the tip of this candle here. All right, so I moved down to the 15 minutes time frame, and these are my two levels. These are the two levels I'm paying attention to. Very simple. Now, what is the likely movement of price on D30? Well, if I know D30 very well, I know that I would actually favor a close of the gap. Guys, I'm going to favor a close of the gap. What it means is that this was a gap down. Most likely than not, price is going to be closing this gap today. Most likely than not, right? Because I've been trading D30 now for almost 6 or 7 years. And I know how it works. So most likely than not, there's going to be a close of this gap, most likely than not. And if that doesn't happen before, we can see a push down. But for now, most likely than not, there's going to be a close of this gap. So what we want to do is very simple, straight to the point. What you're paying attention to is just two levels, two major levels. Now, the first one I'm going to give you is a buy preference. Then we're also going to look at an alternative sell preference also. So for D30 euro, D30 euro, guys, buy preference, guys, buy preference. Our entry, as you can also guess, is just going to be a close above 25123.7. Now, D30 is one instrument I can actually tell you can go for a buy stop or a sell stop with, because it's not that volatile. When it wants to move up, it goes up. When it wants to go down, it goes down. It doesn't, it hardly fluctuates. All right, so sell preference, our entry is going to be at 24943.3. All right, so a close below that. Take profits. Anyway, let me give you SL first. So SL for both of the trades is at 25013.1. both trades, right? TP for both of the trade, you can leave it open and just close at break even. All right, close at break even. So we've been able to look at Euro USD. We've been able to look at so this was what we first of all looked at, and we are expecting a sell off on Euro USD. We also looked at GBP USD. We're also expecting price to push down. We're looking at gold also, same thing. And DE30 right now, we're expecting that a buy or a sell based on what market wants to do. Now, that being said, let's quickly look at what I wanted to share with us. Now, last week, which is going to be the last thing I'm going to share. Last week Thursday, I got a call from somebody in Oshogbo, one of my clients, my mentee in Oshogbo. She used to, I taught her how to trade some 3 years ago in this industry, and she actually funded her account last week. She opened an account, funded with $500, and said, "Oh, she was so busy she can't trade herself. What can she do? Oh, Precious, can you help me trade it? God forbid, I don't trade for people. What I can only do is to teach you how to trade, and also have a community where we look at trades together, whether we make profit or not. We are in it together, and that's the best I can do." But I told her that there's a platform on our platform called Copy Trading, and the guys who are there are very, very good, right? Instead of your money just sitting down here and, since you don't have time, you can actually risk 30% of your capital and see and see how far. At least 30% is not that bad. You are safeguarding 70%. So you funded $500, splitted the money into two, according to my advice, and she was able to actually, I told her, I've done a video on it. If you want to check that video, it's on YouTube, on how to actually look at profitable traders and look at their drawdown, look at things that you need to look at to actually pick somebody who is not, who is not that bad, who the risk is not so high. So we looked at two people. I'm not going to mention the names, but we looked at two people, and then she picked those two people, and we looked at how they were trading. Guys, eventually, one of those guys was able to take one of those, traders that she was trading with, was able to take the capital from $250 to $525 the next day. So she called me that was Wednesday. Thursday, she called me, and I was like, "Are you serious?" She said yes. $525. Wow, that's 100% return. Said yes. I was like, "Okay, you know what? Because of the way the nature of trading is, move this money, move your capital out of that guy, move your capital out very fast." So she moved the capital. And then when she moved the capital, I thought about it that, okay, you know what? Let me also try this. Let me also see if this also works. So I also funded my account, guys. I know they carry last. I also funded my account, although it was something small. Funded my account, puts the money there, and I'm just going to see what was actually happening, how this guy was trading. So I discovered that the professional was actually trading manually with the use of AI as well. Based on from experience, I can see how the AI was trading, and I can see the trades he was taking manually himself. So I could see it. So I said, okay, this looks nice. And I could study how the patterns were to know if the AI was high risk or low risk, martingale or not. So I discovered that, okay, this was how the AI works. And, it's something that you need to actually monitor and make sure that you're moving your capital. The next day, this was Thursday, guys. This was Thursday. So on Thursday, she made 100% back. On that same Thursday, she actually made $559 actually the first time she moved her capital. Then I told her to move her capital and then continue copying the guy. Eventually, after moving 250, the 250 you are seeing here is the capital that she started with. She has moved it out. So it was remaining 250, some $317 thereabouts. So as I time she sent me this screenshot, the money has gone again to 432. And I told her again to move it out. Long story short, on Friday, she was able to make another, I think, $100 and something again before I told her to stop trading around 11 o'clock. Because Fridays and Mondays, they are always very volatile. And if you're somebody that's using AI, you should know, because Mondays and Fridays are very volatile period. Mostly if you're using AI, they're not good periods for martingale systems or grid systems, trading systems, right? So what I'm about to share is something that personally I experienced. This was not just from a client. My own capital also, I started, what I started with was eventually doubled. Now, I'm not talking about the doubling of the capital, or that's not the story here. What I actually want to share, the major point, is the fact that The copy trading platform is actually a very good platform, guys. If you know how to filter these guys. Let me share another story. Last year, we had a major competition in EBC, and the person who won that competition went home with a funded account of one. There were two options: either they fund the person with $1 million, or he goes home with a cash of $200,000, right? And it was a major competition for months. And the beautiful thing about this was that as they were trading their account, as the competitors were trading their account, you can actually copy them on the platform. So, competition now, everybody wants to beat the one on top. Everybody wants to be on the ladder board. So as those guys were putting in their best to monitor, they're not sleeping, to make sure that they win that prize, your account can be copying them and you're making money. See, I'm repeating it. I've not seen any broker who will do that. The only way you can do this is if you are operating on a purely book A. The only money you're making from brokerage business is on your spread. That's the only way you can do it. You dare not do it if you have any plan for book B. Most of you might not know what I'm talking about, but most of you know what I'm talking about very well. So it means that the only way you can say everybody should be making profit and you are opening everything down without any is only when you are operating a purely book A. That's the only way, because all the money they're making doesn't concern, is coming from the liquidity provider. All right. Every other thing, the only thing you are interested in is the spread, which is the thing that should be, which is the normal thing. And that's why I can tell you 100%. That's why you see me online. I'm on TikTok. I'm on everywhere proclaiming it. And somebody last week was telling me, Precious, don't you think that you putting your face out there, talking about the fact that these guys are 100% STP, 100%, purely book A? Don't you think? I said, no. I've done my research and I know what I'm saying, and it's 100%. I'm very excited because for the first time, Nigerians can actually enjoy a purely book A broker who have no ulterior motives, who is after them making profits and is putting everything in place to make sure that they make profits. Now, copy trading, of course, doesn't guarantee 100% profit, so take note. I think on Friday, there was a news that came out that blew this guy's account, actually, but we were already out. And so that's just to give you just to tell you what I'm trying to say. So Fridays are very volatile, Mondays very volatile. They are very volatile periods. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about, the copy trading will double your money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are two things I'm trying to pass across here. Number one is the fact that there are people on the copy platform that are very good. And if you know how to find them, I've done a video on it. You can also ask your account managers to help you. They can actually help you out. That's number one. Number two is which is the major thing, is the fact that I was able to think about it and I was able to come to the conclusion that 100%, I can tell you 100% that EBC is one of the only brokers right now who is after their clients making profits, and they don't care about what they want to make apart from the spread they are making on your trades. All right. So guys, I want to quickly say that it's been a fantastic time here trading with these guys. I'm really excited. And for those of you that are just coming in right now, you're just joining us right now, you don't have an account with us yet, please try as much as possible to to open an account with us. This is EBC Financial Group. This is the only broker that gives you everything for absolutely free of charge. And all they require from you is just to trade your account. That's all. We don't require anything. I withdrew on Sunday yesterday. I was in church, so I was low on cash. I withdrew from one of the trade, I didn't want to touch so I just went to my EBC account. I said, okay, let me even check and see if I can withdraw on Sunday and the money can come just the same in the next 5 minutes, just the same way it happens on weekend. Bro, I withdrew and it was even less than 5 minutes. I saw the alerts in my OPay. So I didn't even withdraw to my USDT account. I withdrew to my OPay to be sure, to confirm. So your USDT is, let me even do it to OPay, Nigerian bank. So guys, I'm really excited, and we're going to be doing a lot of things this year. So somebody's asking which Indian Raphael. I don't know if I'm getting your name correctly. This is EBC Financial Group. If you don't have an account with us, please, somebody's going to be reaching out to you. You can drop your details to me privately. Somebody's going to be reaching out to you. You can open an account with us and then you get all these benefits for absolutely free of charge. Guys, don't also forget, we are also going to be meeting this next week, Thursday and Friday, for this training. It's a free training for everyone who wants to learn how to really trade and be profitable. This is not, when it comes to trading, we don't share lies with you here. This is not a trade today, go and buy Lamborghini tomorrow. No, it takes time. It's a process. But the major thing is that you're consistent with whatever capital you have. If you have 100,000 naira, you're making 5K, 10K per day. It's not bad. It's something. It's consistency that major thing. So what it means is that if you have $100,000 or if you have 10 million naira, then you can scale up. All right, you can scale up. So this is not go hard or go home. Is slow and steady wins the race, and how you can sustain this business without having any bad experience and all that. All right. So, guys, this is where I'm going to be drawing the curtain today. I'm going to drop this video on YouTube. Please follow us on TikTok, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. And I'm going to be seeing us on Wednesday. I want to quickly give a big shout out to those who joined us. Mr. Ade, thank you so very much. Big Uzo, I see you. I see you, Big Uzo. I can see Chisom. Thank you so very much for being here. I want to give a very big shout out to Damilola Ayodele. I want to give a very big shout out to Dean. And Niola, I see you. Thank you so much. Mr. Joshua, I see you. Mr. Godwin, I see you. Glory Etim, I see you. All right. Peace Smart, I see you. Mr. Humphrey, I greet you specially. Jane, I see you. Jeff, I see you. All right. Mr. Jonathan, Linda, I see you. Okay, so I was actually talking about, okay, let me not mention her name. Don't worry. Don't worry. MD, I see you. All right. Obanisha Gilbert, I see you. Pauline, I see you. Riego, thank you so much. Techno Spark, I don't know who that person is, but I see you. All right. Raphael, I see you. Guys, I'm going to be seeing us on Wednesday. When we're also going to be looking at the markets one more time. Please let's monitor our trades. And from next week, we're going to be having a VIP group where I'm going to be dropping trades on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. We don't meet on days. So on VIP group, I'm dropping those trades. Advise you to be in the VIP group. Nothing, you don't need to pay anything. All you just need to do is fund your account. An account funded, and then you join the group. And it's not it's going to be a community. So I'm trying to see if we're going to have it on WhatsApp or Telegram, but it's going to be more of everybody's, contributing. It's not just coming from me. Can be very busy. So everybody's going to be contributing. What they think about the markets. And we have a lot of good guys here. And, I don't want to mention their names. We have people who are also very experienced, and they're also going to be in that group. So what qualifies you to be in that group is a community. It's not really a group. It's not a signal group. It's a community, but it's a VIP community group where we're going to be having, all we're talking about is just trading opportunities and all that. What qualifies you to be there is open an account, verify your account, fund your account, and you're actively trading. All right. So guys, this is it for me. Do we have any questions? So far, so good. If no questions. All right, Gloria team, you're welcome. You're welcome. You can also do well to chat me up with your private details so that I can assign somebody to reach out to you. I can also see Jane. I see you also. You're welcome. Jane, you can also chat me up. I can see your chat already. Okay. Okay. So Jane, you can just chat me up. Let me have your details. I'm going to assign somebody a professional to reach out to you and tell you what to do. For the trades that I've been given, I've given you the entry prices, so please pay attention to them. You might not take them immediately, but pay attention to them. Okay. All right, Jane, I have your details. Thank you so much. Somebody's gonna be reaching out to you. So I'm waiting for Glory. Anyway, so Glory, I'm waiting for your own. Just send it to me privately. Guys, I want to quickly say a very big thank you to everyone. The trades that have been given, please make sure that you monitor them. All right, please make sure that you monitor them. Make sure you monitor them. No, time frame does not determine the trade. You don't need a time frame. You don't need a time frame to determine the trade. It doesn't determine the trade. All right. So guys, this is it for me. I'm still going to be here for your chats, for those people I'm waiting for. But for this Zoom call, we are done with today's analysis. I'm going to be seeing you on Wednesday. Let's have a fantastic, profitable week ahead, guys.